Heute soll es um die Bedeutung von hochwertigen Online-Inhalten für Kommunikation und Marketing gehen. Wir werden sehen, wie Unternehmen aus Amerika damit umgehen und was wir daraus lernen können. Wir haben dazu heute eingeladen Michael Pranikoff.
Back up again. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. That's much better. You have to be able to find content before you can share content. So as we see this, we then want to make this content directional. Now what I mean by making content directional, one of my favorite television shows growing up was The Brady Bunch. Do you know The Brady Bunch? Yes, okay. Well, one of my favorite episodes was this episode where they went to Hawaii on vacation. And they found something that gave them bad luck, and they had to return it into the woods to the tiki. They found this tiki god, and they had to return him to his altar in the woods. Well, the kids laid a piece of breadcrumbs so they would know how to get back and out of it, or in case they got lost, somebody could follow them, right? Also sounds like Hansel and Gretel too, right? But this one has a happy ending. So, but here's the thing: is you want to leave that trail of breadcrumbs. So what you're doing with all of these different pieces, these different places online, is taking and linking it back, leaving that trail of breadcrumbs back to the story, back to where you're trying to get someone to take some action, back where you want them to go. But guess what? It's not enough just to send them back to the center here. You also want to make sure that you connect all of these different pieces together. So let's think about this for a second. You have your news release because that's where you first start. You take that news release, you send it out over PR Newswire, you send it over News Actual, it goes online. The logical next step today for most companies is they're going to come over here to Twitter and Facebook. And they're going to post it onto their Twitter page or their Facebook wall. Now here's the real challenge, the real question. Where do you link? Do you send it back here? Maybe. Sometimes. But in reality, if we're trying to be smart about this, if we're trying to build really good, valuable links to our content, instead of here, link back here. And here's why. News Actual, PR Newswire, graded by the search engines as editorial content. We have higher, most likely in most cases, a higher page rank than your own site does. In most cases, and actually I would gather in all cases, because we're graded as editorial content, we also have a higher trust rank within the search engines. So what you're doing here is when you take from here and you link here, outside of marketing people, most people don't know that News Actual or that PR Newswire is a paid-for service. They look at it as just another news service. So what happens is now you're linking to third-party validation, an online article that includes brand information. Third-party validation. But better yet, if you're writing your news release well, and you link back here and you have your good links linking back to the right piece of content, now what you're doing is taking high page rank to high page rank to lower page rank. Third-party validation to source back to original source of content. Then you might go ahead and write a blog post. In that blog post, you say, yes, we talked about it, release the information here that links back here, and then links to other places. You take your Twitter and your Facebook, now you link up to your blog post. Maybe you made a video that you put in that news release that links back, it's embedded there, and you link up in your Facebook and your Twitter now to your video. So now we've taken out of one piece of content that you created, which was your original piece of content, your news release, and now you have a week's worth of content to put into all of your different places online to keep that story continuous and keep that going and linking all of that content together. Don't worry about where your audience is today. Make sure you're developing content for where they're going to be tomorrow. And that's all I have to say.